In 2005, I was on cruise. Life was smooth until one moment changed everything. I fell from the 42nd floor. When I opened my eyes, I was in hospital. In Thailand, I could not move, could not understand the language, no family, no friends, just pain and silence. The doctor said I would never walk again. But that's where my journey of redefining limits began. Every day I pushed a little harder. Every tear, every scams, every tiny moment become proof that willpower can rewrite what science predict. 1 month later, I stood on my feet again. Not the same person, but stronger one. That one, I realize limit don't define us. When I realized limits don't define us, we define them. But my story of redefining limits did not start there. It started year earlier in a small town called Sirsa in Haryana, where I was born and raised. I failed my 8th class exam. My father was furious. He beat me so badly that my body turned red. That night, I did not eat, did not speak. I just made a decision. I took 500 rupees note from his pocket and boarded a random train. Next morning, I had reached Jaipur, a city I did not know, with no plan and just 500 rupees in my pocket. The first day, I went around, even watch a movie at Raj Mandir, trying to forget everything. By evening, I had only 247 rupees left. So, I went to the railway station, sat on a bench and stayed there all night. The next afternoon, a rickshaw driver came up with me. He said, "Son, you have been there since yesterday. You have been here since yesterday. Did you run away from home?" I was scared. But instead of judging me, he smiled. He took me home, gave me food, and said, "You are in new city. What will you do?" I told him I had seen my family make herbal medicines since my childhood. He got me some empty bottle, some herbs, and some basic utensils. That night, I start up mixing an ingredient on a small stove, and by morning, I had my first batch ready. I went door to door to small clinics. Some bought it, some rejected, some did not pay at all. But I told myself, there's no turning back. Within a year, I had rented three small rooms and start my own tiny unit. That was my first lesson. You did not need a big money to start. You just need a big lesson. 2 years later, my family find out where I was. My grandfather came to bring me home. I went to back to Hisar and joined my father and brother to start a new medicine unit. We worked hard for 3 years and life became stable. But deep down, I wanted to create something of my own. So I start my company called Maple Overseas. The business grew fast. We even start exporting. It felt like life hard come from circle until that one day on the cruise the fell that broke my spine, but not my spirit. In that hospital in Thailand, the doctor said, you will never walk again. But an Indian gentleman named Ajay Pratap Singh, a complete stranger, helped me through the surgery. 30 days later, I was standing again and I drove my wife to Delhi myself. This talk is not about how I fall. It's about how falling thoughts me that limit existing only until we push past them. That's when I learned the body breaks, when the mind surrender, but the mind has no limits. A few years later, I forced another test. I had defense with my business partner and decided to start over new again. That's how Nutriley Healthcare was born. We built it from scratch, grew fast, and soon had clients across India. To celebrate, I took our team to Bali for a holiday. But while I was there, I got a call from my wife, Naveen. There been fire. The entire factory is gone. I froze up. Everything built was reduced to ash. Some relatives even joked. Now he come back. Beginning that night, I sat in silence and made a decision. What burnt was not just the factory, it was our mistakes. And mistakes give a chance to rebuild stronger, wiser, better. I called my wife and told her to gather the team on a video call. I said, we have two choices. One, shut down. or rise up. And our team shoutedly together, we will rebuild. That night, they worked together, the darkness cleaning, the drabs sorting what was left. By morning, there was ready. I told them, let's make one batch today. Even it is 5 bottles. Let's dispatch it by evening. By sunset, I got a message. Sir, we did it. That was the moment I realized fire can burn building, but not belief. Within a year, our sales grew 10 times 15 months. Later, we moved into a new factory. And today, Nutriley Healthcare is preparing to its IPO. When people hear my story, they ask, how did you do it? And I say, I did not. My failure did. From a boy who ran away with 500 rupees to a man who fell from the 42nd floor, to an entrepreneur who watched his factory burn. Every fall together, me that limits don't break us, they reveal us. Because the day you stop blaming your limits, in the day you start redefining them. So, if life even tells you you cannot, remember that not a full stop. It's just a comma until you decide how to sentence end. Thank you. Thank you very much.